Hello, and welcome to this week's meditation as we continue our journey toward discovering more and more about our true self. Our better self, we know, is when we're loving and forgiving and have compassion. The sages of the ages go so far as to say that our true self, our essence, is love. So that's good to practice. We're voluntarily contributing to our evolution whenever we choose to love. I like Scott Peck's definition of true love, which is the willingness to extend yourself for the sake of the other person and for the relationship. And so, and also this week was Thanksgiving, so I was thinking about what I'm thankful for. Amongst a lot of things, I'm thankful for the things that rattle me, because something that I need to let go of that's blocking my light needs to be rattled loose, and then I can practice releasing it. And so I had a chance to practice this recently. I found myself very annoyed by the sound of kind of the grating sound of some tone of someone's voice. And at first I thought, well, I'll just have to kind of grin and bear it and white knuckle it until I don't have to be in his presence. And then I thought, well, here's a chance to expand my bandwidth if I am so willing to do so. I had to admit that my bandwidth, for some reason, which I found actually didn't have any good reason, wasn't wide enough to have tolerance for him, patience with him. So I practiced the stop-start technique that we were working on this last week. And I found that just the willingness to start with, to grow, to expand my acceptance of him, loosened me up a bit. And then I went from there to stay with the feeling I was having, owning the stuff that I was feeling inside to be what I was looking at rather than his knowing behavior. And I began to expand even more. And eventually I could realize that his voice was affected by his fear and neediness for approval and fear of rejection. And I had to go further and own. There's a saying that says, if you spot it, you got it. So when have I had the same issue with the tone of my voice when I've been too needy for approval? And so I came away from the whole exercise having more compassion for the both of us. So I figured if I can do this with him in a kind of relatively light situation, I could really practice this on up with people on the world scene that I have trouble with. So I thought maybe this would be a good exercise today for our meditation. And when we're willing and choose to love in the face of not really wanting to or thinking that we should have to, we're voluntarily contributing to our evolution. So let's meditate on this. Deep breath in, close your eyes and settle on in, and affirm your willingness to grow and to expand that bandwidth. Sense into your body. Begin to relax any resistance that you carry. Put your hands on the tops of your thighs and ground. Feel your body connecting more deeply with the earth as you yield to the gravitational pull on your body. Bring a hand up to your lower abdomen. Feel the life force in you, energizing you, quickening you. Hand up to your solar plexus. Feel the empowerment that is yours to activate your purpose, your gifts, the reason you're here to serve. Hand up to your heart. Become more open to compassion and generosity. And up to your throat. May the Spirit of Truth give you discernment. And confidence to speak your truth with kindness and honesty. And up to your forehead. May I be at peace. Let your mind become clear. Invite the Spirit of wisdom in. And crown of the head. Expand into soul, into the brightness of egolessness. Open your arms wide to embrace the union with the divine. Bring your hands down around you, filling your whole aura with light. And resting again your hands on your lap. Bring to mind that person that you struggle with, struggle to tolerate, and consider that what you see is a result of traumas that they've had and fear and the darkness they carry. Also that there's much more to them, their whole being, than this trait that you're finding difficult. But take that darkness that you can perceive in them, draw it into you on your next inhale, and send it up into your higher self on the exhale. Couple of breaths, bring it in, just don't force it, but just be willing to take some of their burden on and through you and on up to be cleared by the light. And then fill yourself with light on the inhale and send it on through you to them on the exhale, letting that stream of light swirl around them. A couple more times. Channeling it, but then slip out from under that flow and just let them have their own connection. Visualize them having their own connection to Source. They're in good hands. If you'd like, just pause the video for a couple of minutes to stay with that. Okay, deep breath in. Get ready to come back to the room and go forth. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote that what lies behind you and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. I think we're entering some times of great upheaval, good chance. So increasingly, I believe we'll experience things that rattle us. And when we can frame our reaction as opportunities to reorganize the definition of ourself from a fear-based ego part to our true self, then we will have breakthroughs rather than breakdowns. We will increasingly turn to the resources that we have in the now and discover new dimensions of this life of ours. We can then meet the challenges that rattle us with presence. So all the best, and we'll see you next time.